I'm Ian Lever, I'm the Divisional Secretary for the City branch of the NUT, and I'm here with all the NUT members and the other public sector workers who were here on strike today.
And was it good turnout?
It was a fantastic turnout. I think the reporter from the Leicester Mercury reckoned we had about 1,600 on the march itself. Certainly when we got to the bottom of King Street was pretty well full. So it was, fantastic turnout.
Brilliant. And do you think it's been well received by the public?
I think so. I've been, I heard several people today saying, oh, it's the teachers on strike. Yeah. Do you know, I don't blame them. If I was one, I'd be out as well. I heard far more of that than I've heard in the past. And a lot of the kind of vox pops that they do on the radio shows and this kind of thing, they've been struggling to find anybody saying anything negative.
Yeah.
It's been getting much more positive, and I think it really helps having the other unions involved as well.
Absolutely,
People don't always think of teachers as being low-paid workers, and for sure some teachers are not too badly paid, but this is about pay in the public sector generally. And when you've got lollipop ladies and dinner supervisors and this kind of thing on real low wage, this is why we need to all be in this together.
So, do you see different unions working together from now on, not just thinking of one union? How can you band people together?
Well, I hope so, because one of the things, the NUT has taken several days of strike action over the last couple of years, and one of the concerns our members have about why other unions are not involved, why other teaching unions are not involved, and we would very much like the NASUWT to be involved in this action as well, but also other public sector unions. And I mean, I was on a picket line today, and then I went past the school where members actually hadn't come out on strike because there'd been activities that had been planned and they didn't want to disrupt them. But I stopped because the teachers were all on the gate giving leaflets out to parents saying why they supported the action and that they would be out again when the next action in the autumn term. So I think it's the fact that it's right at the end of term here in Leicester has made it difficult for some teachers, I think, because of trips they've got organised. But I think this will build and build, and if the other unions continue to be involved, we can have twice this number out in October, I'm sure. Okay,
so October's the next big one. What are you doing between now and then? So it's not just about the one day of action. What happens in between?
Well,
publicising?
The NUT's campaign has had a number of kind of strands to it, including lobbying of MPs, but also raising public awareness. There's been a lot of street stalls that have been taking place up and down the country under the banner of Stand Up for Education, letting members of the public know that this isn't just about our pay and our pensions and our workload, it's about the damage that the government's doing to education, what it's doing in terms of introducing unqualified teachers into the classroom, what it's doing in terms of making it very difficult. It's going to be a huge crisis in terms of school places because local authorities can't now open schools. They have
fractured, isn't it?
It's completely fractured, and any new school is expected to be an academy or a preschool. So the whole thing becomes a complete free-for-all.
Yeah.
And there's going to be, the poor morale amongst teachers means that there's going to be a real shortage of teachers coming, people leaving the profession, older teachers leaving early, younger teachers deciding it's not for them after only a couple of years.
Yeah, that's true. I think I've noticed students having some sympathy for teachers as well. They see what's happening from the inside and they're not happy with the conditions that their teachers are working under. They can see the stress within the teachers.
Absolutely, and the other thing is, I think, because as you're getting older, you start to get a little bit cynical about the kind of attitude of younger people towards the kind of, what's been going on here today. Lots of young teachers have been out on strike. Lots of people in schools. I've had people where there's been quite small numbers have come out in the past wanting to be involved, and they're newly qualified teachers, they're young teachers. They've got huge debts that they've got, and they're becoming more politicised because of what's being done to them as they go through university. It's not an easy life at all for young people now, and I think they're recognising that one way of fighting that is being in the union and getting involved in what's going on.
Excellent. I'm really looking forward to the next day. I'll be out.
I am too.
Thanks, Ian.
Excellent.